So in today's video, I will be doing a review on Hogwarts Legacy. So apparently I have completed it as a Hufflepuff, apparently, because, that, mainly as well. So apparently I did complete it, with my story and whatever. I did have a lot of laughs, with the game. I actually enjoyed it. Even though I haven't got 100% or whatever, there is bugs there and there. So apparently I've had a bunch of good laughs and whatever. You know what I mean? So apparently I've had a lot of good laughs, like, for instance, that part, you know what I mean? Like, I actually have videos of this, it's funny. Yeah, so apparently there is a lot of funny moments like that, and such, and then there's, my other one that I like, if I can get it, so this is supposed to be a student that turned into a sheep or something, which I can't stop laughing at, so, yeah, so apparently, I actually really enjoyed the game. I really did. I actually recommend it to really anyone that hasn't played it yet. I actually do recommend the game. Because, I was actually glad I got to play it because it was, a game that I waited, a long time for, and I'm glad I actually did play it, enjoy it. So apparently I've got 3 other houses to do. So apparently I've got Slytherin, I've got Ravenclaw, and I've got Gryffindor to do now. To get through the story to the map chamber and such, so they have to all go through the similar route. So apparently the story, mainly so far that I like, you know what I mean, is around, Ominous Gaunt, which is related to Lord Voldemort. Now, this is a time before Lord Voldemort. It's, like, way before, even before the events, of Tom Riddle coming into play. It's some time before that where, it's between Salazar Slytherin and before the time of, Tom Riddle, came to the school, way before. So, apparently, basically according to missed entries, even though it has been spectated that the Chamber of Secrets has been opened more than once. So basically, even though it's been recorded as of twice, it has been opened more than 2 times, at least. So I believe somebody opened the Chamber of Secrets, during Hogwarts Legacy. That's what I'm thinking. But there's nothing yet. I don't know if it would be a sequel to it or during the events of Hogwarts Legacy, with Ominous Gaunt again. He's blind, unfortunately, but the stare at the basilisk wouldn't actually affect him because, he's blind. Because he won't be able to look into its eyes, and we know he wouldn't be able to kill a basilisk, so yeah, it could be a possibility to, for DLC-wise, for the basilisk to come into it at some point. I have seen some videos of a snake roaming around, and I was like, funny, I've never seen that. So apparently I think it might be some sort of DLC-wise or something to do with a snake or something like that. It might come into play at one point, because I did find a body, and read a note that it was to do with the basilisk. Which could be a Easter egg to a DLC at some point to do with the snake itself. So what I think is the story that will go into play is either the character or the person itself would learn Parseltongue. But most likely I don't think it would be the player, because most likely they are not the heir of Slytherin, so most likely I think it's Ominous. Yeah, so the reason I think Ominous would be the one to speak Parseltongue to the sink in the girls' bathroom is because this be like after you complete the story, I reckon. So after you complete the story, you get a quest or something to do with Ominous Gone, saying he found a symbol on the tap in the girls' bathroom. That's what I think could lead to, I think. I mean, that's what I'm currently thinking. I mean, because I don't think he knows about it until he discovers it himself. I think that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking after he discovers it, he tells you as the player that he's just found a snake symbol on just one sink and doesn't know what it means yet. So, you both meet up in the bathroom, you have a chat and whatever, and you as the player suggests something, or, what I mean, or he suggests something, but he's not too sure yet. Or a snake sound speaks to him, I think. Like, maybe a snake is speaking to him and he thinks of using Parseltongue again because he did that early on in the game, speaking Parseltongue. So he could actually end up thinking of it again, and you as the player would encourage him to open the sink to lead down into the Chamber of Secrets. So this is the same Chamber of Secrets that Harry went into. So apparently you're actually discovering mysteries, because so Ominous and you as the character don't know anything about the Chamber of Secrets, and you go down and discover it anyway, but as soon as you come up, you keep it a secret, all hush-hush. So the only one that would know about the Chamber of Secrets, really, would be Ominous Gone, and you as the player. The player wouldn't really tell anyone, and it would just, again, be hush-hush. So the only ones that would spread this around would most likely be Gaunt's family, leading to Tom Riddle in a way, so they all lead in the similar way, of going through that phrase. Which is why you don't see Moaning Myrtle, in the game, because she's not there at this point. She's not there until years later when Tom Riddle's at school. That's when Moaning Myrtle's around, mainly, because she was actually in Ravenclaw, I think it was. So what I think, again, what will happen is when you do actually end up in the Chamber of Secrets, the snake will stare directly into Ominous eyes, while you as the player is hiding or invisible or something, to stay out of sight, mainly. So Ominous is speaking Parseltongue to tell the snake to go back to where it was, mainly, back to sleep. So then you and Ominous would escape the chamber, alive, in a way. So apparently that's what I think will happen, because I don't think you'd be fighting the Basilisk, because the Basilisk, I basically heard, in the timeline was 1993, I think, when the Basilisk got defeated, mainly. So I think that's the timeline, with the Chamber of Secrets, I think, because it didn't get defeated until Harry Potter came along, really. So So apparently that's the only time when, now, so apparently my most funny moments, so I have to say is, okay, so I have a bunch of funny moments in the game. So the goats, no, the sheep on the bed was pretty funny. Yeah, the sheep, the student bringing the sheep into school, and whatever, and claiming it to be a animagus, which is funny. And then the two knights, they were funny. One beating the crap out of the other one, which was also funny. And then you've got this quest, I forget its name exactly, but it's to do with a ghost teacher. So with the ghost teacher, you're pretty much attending the lesson, and everyone is, well, everyone's asleep, mainly. Everyone just can't stay asleep, because when I first played it, my character fell asleep, and I didn't know I had to keep, my character awake. So, I was like, you know what, I might as well just let it off, because, I probably wouldn't do this if I was bored. So it kind of relates to me in a way, so it's funny. Right, so then, as it went on the quest or whatever, some characters were probably still asleep. I mean, I had noticed in one video that, Ominous was asleep or on the floor, and I was like, I didn't notice that. Yeah, I actually didn't notice that at all. The funny thing else as well, like, if you look in, like, during the part when you're actually in the classroom or something, and you actually do intend to fall asleep, if you look at the paintings, there is sleep as well, unfortunately. It's really funny. Another one I have to mention is when you end up as the headmaster, in disguise, using a Polyjuice potion. That was funny as well, because, Ominous and a couple of other characters got roasted, by an imposter, and I was like, thinking, well, how come I can't choose my own words as the character for that, though? Just shame. It was funny, though. Especially mentioning weird things and whatever. I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, especially, like, talking to different students and whatever, that was amazing, and such. Yeah, so, best thing I can give the game up to now, I mean, it does have its bugs as well, like the physics of when you're running around, mainly. Like, if you've got, like, a robot, the physics don't, like, correct each other, but besides all that, though, I mean, you do have, like, bits of floor opening up and whatever. I mean, it's not entirely buggy, but, you know what I mean? It's not a sort where you'd fall to the floor, mainly, so I still recommend it. I'd still recommend a 10 out of 10 for the game, because I heavily enjoyed it, and I just couldn't stop playing it, and I still can't, especially lockpicking and all that stuff, and whatever. I'm hoping in a DLC, more spells eventually come back, or whatever, like Ridiculous, because Ridiculous was a good spell that I liked. Also, Expecto Patronum, I think, would be a good spell to bring back, as well as like other spells, like an Animagus spell, where you turn into an animal. I'm hoping that comes back in a DLC, because I want those spells to be in it. I actually do like the feel of it, and such. So yeah, this actually gets 10 out of 10 for me. Like I've said, it gets definitely a 10 out of 10. And I do recommend it because of all the choices and making your own character and such and whatever. So yeah, if you haven't played it, I'd recommend playing it. I really recommend it. It's an adventure game or whatever. You have a big, massive open world. You can actually explore and whatever on broomsticks, mounts, and so on. But you can't really mount everything though. You can ride hippogriffs, pedestrials, the grab horns. You can actually ride that, unfortunately. But as for the other winged ones, like dragons and whatever, no. Also, you can't tame every single creature, because I learned that with the spiders and whatever, you couldn't really tame them, especially the trolls, which is a shame. But, you know, it's what you get, really. So yeah, still try to play it, ignore criticism from the haters out there. Just try the game out for yourself, you'll probably love it, and such, so, yeah.